When we look at the study of populations in order to find information, we need to make a decision as to what size group we're going to look at. And the two options that we have is either looking at the whole group, which is called a census, or looking at a portion of the group, which is called a sample. So the first decision, or at least one of the first decisions that needs to be made when collecting data, is who or from where or what the information is going to come from. So either a census or a sample. Now a census involves collecting data about every individual in the whole population, so nobody is missed out. That's the perfect way to collect information. The individuals may be people or they may be objects, but a census is very detailed, very accurate, but very expensive, very time consuming, and often it's just impractical to do it. So if that's the situation, if it's too expensive or too impractical or too time consuming, whatever reason, we would then use a sample. And a sample involves collecting data, and it will be from part of the population only. Why would we do this? Well, because it's cheaper, it's quicker, but it is not as detailed and it is not as accurate. So if we are not collecting information from everybody, then we need to try and draw conclusions from our sample about the whole population, and in doing so there will be some error involved in that process. Let's have a look at a couple of situations, or three situations, where we need to make a decision as to what we're going to do. Are we going to look at a census, or we're going to look at the whole, or a sample rather, of the whole population? So in this case we ask, would a census or a sample be used to investigate? Well, in the first one, we're going to have a look at the length of time an electric light globe will last. Will we look at everything? Obviously not, because if we did that, we wouldn't have any light bulbs to sell, because we'd have to wait for every light bulb to burn out to see how long it lasts. So this would definitely be a sample. And if you are asked to give a reason why, you would have to say it's just, one of these reasons would be that it's impractical. So we would say it's impractical. To test every light bulb. All right, let's have a look at B. What about the causes of car accidents in New South Wales? Well, the reality is that we need an accurate analysis. So every car accident that is reported needs to be tested. So we would have to use here a census. And in the last one, we're looking at the number of people who use a type of toothpaste. Well, once again, in this case, we can't test everyone because it would be time consuming to test everyone. And I guess it would be very expensive as well, but that's one of the reasons why we wouldn't do it, time consuming. So in this case, we would have to use a sample as well. So in whatever investigation you do, you have to decide whether you're going to do a census or whether you're going to do a sample. And once that decision is made, then you can design the research accordingly.